First love yourself before anyone else. First love yourself by Trinesha Catrell.
Hi, this is Trinesha Catrell, and welcome to First Love Yourself, where love, life, and Christ combine. I am so grateful to have you here on this journey of self discovery and empowerment with me. In today's video, we are going to talk about taking a leap of faith. But before we get started, if you're new here, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on more uplifting and empowering content like this. So get comfortable because we are about to get into it. Let's go. First off, before we really dive deep into this, let me go ahead and say I won't be on here long. And I know, there's a saying that when people say they're not going to be on here long, they be on here long, but I'm going to really keep it short, sweet, and to the point, or like the hardly initiated guys say, brief and brilliant. And so I want to first say thank you guys so much for all of your support. Thank you for we just celebrated 20,000 views on YouTube. I I'm gonna try not to cry because I just did my makeup. I'm just being real. And when I was spending some time with God and God was telling me the things that I needed to do in my life, I really was feeling like I had this voice inside of my head. Like, you can call it the adversary, you can call it doubt, you can call it negativity, whatever you want to call it, cynicism, whatever the word is that you use to describe it. I had that in my head, like, God, nobody is going to listen to me. Who would even want to hear my video? Who would even want to hear me speak? What is it that I could say that's not already being said by so many other people? And God so clearly said that my testimony, my story is what makes me different than anybody else. My no judgment is what makes me different than some other people. The fact that I've been there in a lot of these situations that I speak on is the reason why I'm the person for the job. And you might be the person for the job when God is calling you to something because your story is different than anybody else's. Sometimes we get so beside ourselves, or we get so self-conscious and insecure and thinking that we need to be at a certain level in order to do the things that God intended for us to do in our lives. And you do not have to be at a certain level. You just have to be obedient. Obedience is everything to God. And when you are going through life and you're struggling, trying to get to the next level, you're feeling like everything that you're doing is for nothing. It's because you are the one doubting yourself. God never doubted you. He knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb. He knows every hair on your head, and you are more important than every sparrow. There is nothing that you can't do with God. We are the ones standing in our own way. What is it that God has been telling you to do lately that you've been saying, oh no, it can't be me? Like, I can't write the book. That's impossible. Hold up. Hold up. Is it impossible though? Like, is it impossible? Because sometimes God can always see where we are going before we get there. God will say help this person. God will say do this thing, and oh my gosh, I have so many stories of times where God has asked me to do something and I've been like, God, it makes absolutely no sense for me to do this right now. Like, what is it going to help? And my thing that I'm always asking God is, how is it even going to help anybody if I do this? And ooh, I said I wasn't going to cry, and I'm trying so hard not to cry right now. But the other day I was at the store and I'm in line, and I'm going through a temporary pause in finance until I get to the next level that God is bringing me to right now in this current season. And God has been teaching me a lot about valuing Him over money, a lot about valuing the things in life more than the things that I want for myself, valuing what the people that matter the most to me more than acting like I don't have time for things, making time for the things that count and really appreciating every single thing that He's given me in life. And I've learned so much. I don't feel like I'm at lack of anything. I feel like I have everything that I need. And so I'm in the store and there's this young lady behind me. She has two things. That's it. And God's like, pay for her meal. And then I'm like, God, how is it even gonna help her? Like, what does that even matter if I pay for two things for her? Like, like, what does that matter? And I hope you don't mind me sharing this story, and I'm not saying any names or anything because I want to keep your identity, hidden and everything else. But it's important for me to share this story because so I pay for this lady's two things that she has, and come to find out, as soon as I do it, she's like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much." And I'm like, "It's two things, like, are you like, I didn't know like what to say in that moment. I was really feeling like I'm doing nothing. Like, why does this even matter right now?" And oh goodness gracious, I'm really trying not to cry. Y'all not gonna have me on here crying again. I haven't cried on these videos in a long time. But she's like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much. This means so much to me." So her friend, she was buying the two items for her friend. Her friend is going through this serious health condition, and the only thing she wanted was that. That was the only thing that she asked for. She didn't ask for anything else. She never asked for anything before. This was the only thing that her friend wanted. And she's really struggling and battling this thing. She's battling she's battling cancer, and that was the only thing that she asked her friend for. She said, "If you could do this, this would mean the world to me. And I don't just want one. I want two of the things that you've had. I really want more than that. I don't want just like one serving. I want this to be something that I can have for a little while because it really is something I really enjoy." And she cried and she said, "Because you don't see a lot of people that are kind like that anymore." And I was just being obedient to God. I wasn't doing it because I thought that I was going to get something. I didn't do it because I thought that she was going to get a reaction, or I was going to get a reaction out of her, or she was going to cry. Oh my goodness, there goes my makeup. I didn't do it because I thought that there was going to be some benefit for me. I didn't do it because I thought somebody in line could see it, because there was nobody in line behind us. I didn't do it because I wanted to see and like test God and say, "No, I'm not going to do it," and push back. Even though I had questions in my mind, even though I didn't know what the result was going to be, even though had no idea it was going to mean this much to this woman, I did it in obedience. And God showed me exactly who He was. God showed me who God is. Like, I'm not God. This world isn't God. These people aren't God. God is God. God is the one that controls these things. God knows the things that we do not see. And faith is the evidence of things that are not seen. That is why it's so important for us to listen to God, for us to learn His word, for us to be obedient to the things that He's saying, because we don't know what somebody else is going through. We don't know how our one act of kindness could help somebody stop them from ending everything. We don't know that us being kind might be the only person that's ever been kind to this person in their life. Me saying something inspirational to somebody, this might be the only inspirational thing that this person has heard, because they got so many bad people around them, because they haven't learned yet that they can surround themselves with people who actually care about them, because they haven't learned yet how to really set those boundaries so that they can really remove those people from their life in one way or another. Like, whether it's like moving somewhere if God is telling them to move, or really creating a circle of people who are supportive around them, and just having like a minute or two that they spend with that person, or seeing them once a month or once a year instead of seeing them so often, so that they can actually build the courage to really be more confident in themselves. You never know. You never know what you are doing, how what you are doing is going to really help somebody else in the world. It's time to stop being selfish. It's okay to do self-care. I did a home pedicure earlier. I did this whole hair thing earlier, trying to try something new, and all the things. And it is so important for us to get out of God's way. I know we want to feel like we are in control, and a lot of the times that stems from you not being in control of anything else in your life. Maybe your choice was taken from you. Sorry to be so deep. The little PSA, whatever, the little blah 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 at the bottom of the screen. I'm gonna put something in here, and it's for 18 and over, anyways. But if you struggle with anything in the past, then know it's gonna get deep. And really take a moment. You might have to come back to this video. Whatever you got to do, it's about your emotional health. It's not about the view that I'm going to get. It's about you protecting yourself until you are ready to handle or deal with whatever it is that you're going through, so that you can deal with the generational curses, the emotional trauma, whatever it is that you're going through in your life. And so it's important for us to really take a moment and know that regardless of what happened in your past, you are better than your past. You are more than your past. You are so much more than the things and the mistakes that you've made. It is always another opportunity. As long as you're breathing in and out, you always have another opportunity to be better, and take it. Don't just sit there and be like, oh, well, I just got another day. Not everybody got that day. Not everybody gets another opportunity to do better than they did yesterday. I don't care if you're 99 and a half, you still got a chance. If you're still breathing, God can still use you. So use your life wisely. Choose your decisions wisely. Do better. It doesn't matter what people think around you. It matters what God thinks about you and what you think about yourself. When you look at yourself in the mirror, how are you feeling? When you look at yourself in the mirror, are you speaking yourself up and speaking positivity over yourself? Are you telling yourself that you that person? Are you really allowing yourself to know that you're more precious than rubies? Are you really allowing God to speak life into you? Are you really allowing the scripture to really guide you, to teach you the things that you should be doing in life? Because it's time for us to really take our life serious. It's time for us to take a leap of faith. Playtime is over. We spend so much time in the past. If you're like me, you spend so much time just wasting your life away because you just were so arrogant and egotistical and thinking that you had another day. But this moment right here, this minute right here, this second right here, this day right here is everything that you need to keep going. Do something now. Make a move. You are the only one stopping you. It's time to take a leap of faith. Follow God, trust Him, know that He wants the best for you, and love yourself. I will see you guys on Monday. Thank you so much again. I really appreciate you. You are loved. You are everything that God says that you are. Always remember that.